Right, okay, so welcome to Rad Chat. We are here on the Leo Cancer Care stand here at ESTRO25. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Ajit Singh. I serve on the board of Leo Cancer Care, and I have been an independent director since, I guess, day -1 when we didn't even have a PowerPoint deck.
So, what inspired you to get involved in Leo Cancer Care?
Let me first give the answer, which will help boost Stephen's ego, but
Okay.
it's also the real answer. No, I think first and foremost, it was Stephen.
Okay.
As you probably know, I've been in radiation therapy for about 25 years. I started as the CEO of Siemens Radiation Oncology in 2001, beginning
Right.
of 01. So it's 25 years. But there was a sizable break between 2008 and approximately 2018, so about 10 years,
Yeah.
in which I was just keeping abreast of the market but not really involved.
Yeah.
So when Stephen came to pitch Leo, for me it's radiation oncology, it's Stephen's personality, it's something new, it's really breaking the mold,
Yeah.
proverbially and literally.
He's a character, isn't he, Stephen? He's
That's
just
one
the
way to
most
describe it.
authentic people.
He
though.
really is. He's very genuine. There is really no pretense about him.
Yeah.
You can take what he says to bank. It really is true.
So coming to events like ESTRO, why is it important that people engage with innovation such as Leo Cancer Care?
Yeah. So I think it's a layered question. First is, why should people engage with Leo at all, and then why should they do it at ESTRO? I guess there are two different questions. So the idea of upright itself is not new.
Yeah.
No, the first treatment was done upright, and the earliest physics papers, radiation physics papers in upright treatment, probably go back to the 1970s. It was always a good idea, but it was a good idea that was hard to implement, and not because the technology would have been very difficult. It's because the mindset has to change.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example which will come, hit very close to home. Telemedicine was implementable, technically feasible 30 years ago. It was technically feasible and affordable 10 years ago, but it got adopted only during COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
So something had to change in the environment for it to make immediate sense. The question is, has that time come for radiation therapy? And I believe it has. And sometimes things are demand limited, which was created by pandemic, and sometimes they're supply limited. Somebody has to come to market saying, I want to go do it, and then people start noticing. And I think Leo is at that inflection point.
So, for anyone listening who is an entrepreneur thinking, I've got a really good idea, but have no idea where to start, what advice would you give them?
So figure out where to start.
Yeah.
Now the question is, where do you figure out where to start? So I, deep believer, always start with the customer.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you listen to the customer always, but start with the customer. Try and understand the pain points they have. Try and understand the pain points you think they have,
Yeah.
that they recognize after you tell them, and try and think of the pain points you totally believe they have but they'll never accept.
Yeah.
And somehow you have to triangulate all three of them back to your own instinct. But you must start with the customer, because even if you have a great idea,
Yeah.
and you believe deeply in it, but if you haven't got people who actually want to acquire, buy the technology, it's not going to go too far. Yeah. So maybe I add one more thing. Don't talk to a venture capitalist first.
Yeah.
Talk to a
Yeah.
customer first.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time to when you were a teenager, what advice would you give yourself?
Find other ways to screw my life up badly. No. So when you're a teenager, you need to do something somewhat destructive. Fortunately, I grew up in India. There wasn't much of an opportunity to do anything destructive. So if I have a second chance, will I try something that is adrenaline pumping? Will I try a bungee jumping or a paragliding? Probably yes. I marvel at the idea. When I see somebody, I
Yeah.
get a kick. Probably I'll try music. My daydreams are to be playing the piano and having people mesmerized. I have no idea where to even press the button.
Well, Thank you so much for joining us,
Of
and
course.
we wish you all the best success with Leo Cancer Care.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for engaging.
Cheers.